Good morning, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the Rats Get Fat podcast. I am your host, Zuzz.
And for everyone watching at home, hello, I am Jake Straat. Where are we, man?
Dude, we're in sunny San Diego.
Jacket where the sun always shines. He's gonna jack it. Been spreading the word and now I need to ease my mind. Jacking it home. Been planting them apple seeds and while the apples grow, I'm gonna go out jacking it in San Diego.
We are at a very special tattoo shop, the Flying Panther Tattoo Shop.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy in here.
It's crazy out here, isn't it?
Dude, yeah, we took the train from LA last night. We missed our first train. We're having too much fun.
Yes.
And we took like a night train over here and got here like maybe 8:30, 9 at night.
Yeah, we like assholes. We went to the Museum of Death.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
So gnarly.
Really fucked up. And then we walked out and we went to Danny Trejo's taco place. We're like, let's go get some tacos there. And then completely missed our train.
Yeah, worth it though.
Yeah, that's right. We're down here. We're in San Diego. For a few days. And we're pretty much only in San Diego for one reason.
Yeah.
And that reason is to come to this tattoo shop to talk to a very specific person who we wanted to talk to.
Yeah.
Down in San Diego.
Yeah.
Because it's a long way. Anyone who hasn't been to the US, San Francisco down to San Diego, it's pretty much the whole of California, mostly. But well and truly worth it to talk to the one and only Stuart Cripwell.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Stu.
Hey, Stu.
It's nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. How are you, man?
Good, man. Yeah, to getting the day rolling and came down here to do this interview with you guys, you know?
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
man.
of course. Thank you.
It was really interesting before. We were sort of talking about, your own artistry and your own sort of take on traditional tattoos. Like I was telling you before, I feel that there are thousands of traditional tattooers in the world. There are millions of them actually, and not one of them, not anyone else's work looks like Stuart Cripwell's. Like your work stands on its own.
Thanks.
I have been following you for a very long time since, pretty much Instagram existed. Scrolling through Instagram, I can not even look at the name or anything, and I can spot your tattoos. It's an incredible style. Like, how did you kind of lean into that?
It happened actually pretty naturally from the beginning. You know, I had an amazing apprenticeship, under Theo. And, I grew up in the UK and I saw a lot of tattoos around, growing up. Not so much like traditional stuff, but, there's a lot of working class people and they'd come to my hometown on their vacations, and these were working class people from the cities and they were super passionate about their football, and they'd have their football badges on the forearms.
Hell yeah.
There was a lot of older guys would come through, maybe from ex-military World War II guys, and they just have all the classic tattoos all over their arms. So from a pretty early age, that was my first reference point to it, And so as soon as I was 18, I knew I wanted to get tattooed. I didn't know anything about traditional. The traditional scene was pretty non-existent in Wales at the time. It was the mid-90s. It was just standard to go down to your little tattoo shop in the town, and walk in and just get something off the wall, and that's what I did. And it was at this shop, Billy Best's, in this town, Haverfordwest in Wales, Pembrokeshire.
Yep.
Yeah, a little area of southwest Wales there. And I got it done, and he was older at the time. I don't know if he's still around now. He ran the shop with his daughter, Debbie Best. Billy and Debbie Best. Always remember their names really well.
Because they were the best.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
It was a
Right.
rad little studio, man. Had like a huge motorcycle parked in the lobby, and scary place, to
Yeah.
go into. I'd never even been in the shop prior to making the appointment.
What did you get? What was your first tattoo at 18?
It was a crescent moon on my back. I had a gecko like perched on the moon, and the gecko was like blowing purple smoke. And,
Sick.
Super 80s,
Yeah.
like UK Flash.
That's what's up,
awesome.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, it's like probably outlined like a type 5 and a flat, or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was rad, and it's long gone.
Blasted over.
Yeah, that was a regret. I think it's good to keep those old things as, the sentimental value of them as you get older is more important than, having them covered up, I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's because you'll be covering up a tattoo for me actually in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Where everyone who's been watching, we've been all over California and we haven't been tattooed yet.
No.
But I kind of was lucky enough to twist Stu's arm to putting a tattoo on me, and he's going to be blasting over a tattoo on my arm, which is sick.
Yeah, we're going to do that Thursday.
Can't wait, man.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm happy I could get you in, man. I only work a couple of days a week nowadays, so I was happy to find some space for you.
Because you're only working 3 days a week?
Yeah, I have a really busy schedule with my little boy who's 4. I look after him Sunday through Wednesday. So, yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the only days I can do right now,
Sick.
Yeah, I'm hoping to increase those soon, It's been a long time since I've been gone from Wales, man. I feel a little removed from the scene over there, Yeah, but
Have you still got family and stuff over there?
yeah, I have my mum and my brother and my sister are over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to go back every few years, to say hi. And I usually try to get on a guest spot as well. Past like trips there, I've usually worked in London.
Yep.
With the guys at Seven Doors.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sick. That's a cool.
Yeah,
show.
who are rad. I mean, there's a whole new like crew of people there now after COVID and Brexit and stuff. I haven't actually been back.
Yeah.
So I know things have changed up in London a little bit, but that was always a favourite spot for me to go to, and then I'd go up to Leeds and tattoo with Sway and those boys at Sacred Electric. So, yeah, it was always a good trip to go home, see family and surf, with the boys back in my hometown in Wales, and then get some tattooing in too.
Damn.
Holy,
Yeah, that's
surfing
what's
in
up.
Wales, that'd be cold as fuck.
Yeah, I grew up surfing there as a kid,
Yeah?
started around age 10. So that's been like super early passion of mine, which,
Yeah, wow.
I still do now.
Yeah, you're still surfing down here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, 4 or 5 times a week, it's good.
Damn.
Awesome, man.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's good for the soul, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
down here.
it's an amazing lifestyle here in San Diego. That's, sort of the reason why I moved down here from, from being in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems quite chill, quite laid back out here, which is nice.
It's a really good balance, man. As a surfer and a tattooer, it's the best,
Yeah.
for me, yeah. It's good for raising kids down here, man.
Oh, 100%.
Of course.
Man.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely seems more low key down in San Diego
San Diego.
than like
Yeah.
somewhere like San Francisco or
Yeah.
Yeah.
or LA. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot more hustle in those places, yeah.
Oh, man.
There is a lot more hustle. It
Yeah.
is out of control.
Dude.
It is out of control, man.
It's
I couldn't
almost
believe it.
overwhelming.
It's fucking so overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's like we'd never really sort of touched on America or anything or been out here or anything, but yeah, it was fucking overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it's so sick. So far, San Diego's been my favorite place. I've only been here
Same.
for like less than 24 hours. It's nice out here, man.
Yeah, the pace of life, man, is a little slower down here. It's a little fast for me up north as well. I think just the American like pace of life in like general is fucking fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And non-stop.
100%.
I feel Australia, when I visited there and I go back to the UK, it's almost like a little reset. It's like,
You can
it's
have,
less stressful for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You can have a breather. Yeah, I feel like as Aussies, like, yeah, we're pretty laid back folk as well. So coming over here and seeing that, it's like, holy shit, these people need to chill out.
Yeah. I mean, I feel, I relate, to everybody over here really well.
yeah.
Obviously, I've been here for a long, long time, and I consider it like more of my home than the UK now. I do relate, with the Aussie guys like good, and the British people well, obviously too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we talk about how, so you were a young man over in Wales. Like, what made you end up in America? It's such a long way away.
Yeah. I mean, it was through traveling pretty much, man. After high school, I didn't really go on to college or university or anything like that. It was pretty common as a surfer, the guys that I looked up to had just, left and traveled. So as soon as I turned 18, I kind of did the same.
Yeah.
Spent a year in Oz.
Perfect.
Sick.
I was, super cool. And it was actually a early introduction into Australian tattooing as well, even though I wasn't like heavily involved in, actually getting tattooed at that point. I'd had some early work from a guy called Bugs in the UK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Bugs owned a shop called Evil from the Needle in London, and he was super legendary guy.
That's a crazy fucking name.
That's
Yeah,
such a sick
Bugs,
name.
man, is amazing. If you look up his stuff, it's like Cubism influence,
Oh,
traditional.
wow.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's a Polish artist called Tamara de Lempicka, and his stuff is like heavily influenced from her. But anyway, he was the early one I got tattooed from, and then pretty much the second or third like tats, man, it was in Australia in Byron Bay.
Oh, rad.
This season of Rats Get Fat is sponsored by Industry Tattoo Supply. In this day and age of e-commerce, we've never had so many options right at our fingertips. This also extends to tattoo supplies. And with so many options comes a choice, whether to buy from global entities or to support local businesses. This is where Industry comes in. They're an Australian-owned family business who pride themselves on taking care of not only individual artists, but the community as a whole. They'll supply you with both quality products and quality information. If you'd like to find out more about the way Industry is supporting local artists, be sure to check out their website as well as their YouTube channels. Link to both can be found in the description. Thank you, Industry Tattoo Supply, for supporting the show. Now back to the episode.
So it was in Byron Bay.
Yeah, a shop called Sharky's Tattoo in Byron Bay. I met a guy called Bugger there. His name.
Bugger?
Fuck off.
Yeah,
No
yeah, Bugger.
way.
He was a tattooer, and he lived in Lennox Head.
Ah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep.
Super cool guy, and I got a little bit of work from him, and he let me hang out in the shop, and it was the first like person who'd ever let me do that, and so I felt like a part of this little niche. In Byron Bay, I was there for a year, so I would go like back and forth and see Bugger all the time. It just, he turned me onto it, in a really passionate, way, to tattooing. Yeah.
That's incredible. I love that you came to Australia and you met a guy called Bugger.
Yeah.
I've lived in Australia for 33 years. I've never met a
Really?
guy called Bugger.
I thought it was a
Yeah.
pretty like legendary Aussie name,
Bugger.
Bugger.
Yeah. Yeah. Bugger lugs.
That's
Good on you,
He
Bugger.
he's a really cool guy, man. I think that he's still around that area tattooing still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a really awesome part of the world. Pete Davidson's shops out there in Casino, New South Wales. And
Yeah.
a bunch of like awesome like Australian tattoo histories out in that part of the way.
Yeah.
Part of the way.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lovely area, right?
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful down there.
Oh,
And yeah, all those years ago, it would have been a beautiful time to be in Byron. So you worked a little bit in. Oh, sorry, you went to Australia. You were surfing and stuff, hanging out in Australia. What were you doing for a job out there?
I was labouring on the northern beaches of Sydney, actually. Yeah, I went over there, and my friend, we bought a van in Brisbane, and we were driving it like down the coast, and the head gasket of the van like blew on the freeway, and the van almost burnt down. Actually, the engine is under the seats there. It's
fuck.
those little vans, Mitsubishi van. And yeah, the van almost burnt down, and ended up having a bail from the van, and ended up in a hostel in the northern beaches of Sydney labouring.
Oh, no
Okay.
way.
And it was a bit of a grind, actually, you know. But it was a great trip, and we earned some money for another van, and we got like back on the road, you know. Yeah,
Sick.
My man.
yeah,
Yeah, that's sick.
yeah.
That's the way.
And then you spent a little bit of time in Australia, and then what was the next step after that? You got your van, you were cruising around, you were surfing.
Yeah, the next step, man, it actually kind of merges into my move over to the States here. I was in Indonesia and I met an American girl and we started traveling together, and she led me back here to the United States. And it's actually a super funny story because if we backtrack a little bit, you know, to the mid-90s in the UK, through the magazines and things like that, you know, I was obsessed with Theo and Spider Murphy's.
Okay.
And, you know, I'd read the magazines, you know, religiously. And I was, obsessed with the Bay Area and Theo. And so it was always a very special place, you know, San Francisco, the Bay Area, is always something drawing me there. And it just kind of so happened this girl I met on the dance floor in Bali was from San Rafael.
Oh, no way.
No
in
fucking
Marin-
way.
In Marin County.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, out of everybody I could have met, you know, I met her, and obviously that like led me to going to San Rafael and to going to Spider Murphy's and meeting Theo, you know.
It's fate. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Was this when Spider Murphy's was in the old location?
Yeah, Spider Murphy's, it was a really little shop originally. It was on, Tamalpais Avenue.
Sure.
Yeah, 939 Tamalpais. Yeah, super cool little shop, literally the size of the lobby here. Very small. You could barely even lay out a massage table in there.
Oh, wow.
You know, you used to tattoo people's ribs like this, man, on the chairs, you know.
Oh.
It was a really cool little shop, though. You know, Theo opened that, I think, in 96.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I think it closed in the original location, like 2007.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they moved to the Lincoln address. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So you followed this girl to America with stars in your eyes. You would have been like, oh my God, she's from San Rafael.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. Kind of how it all unfolded, you know.
Yeah.
That whole event, man, of meeting her after being obsessed with Theo for years and years. Yeah, it was super bizarre, man. It was almost like, you know, it was manifested in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, it was almost like it was manifested for sure.
Was anyone else working at Spider Murphy's at the time?
The first time I actually went into Spider Murphy's was Ross was working, Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, Ross Jones is working, and Theo was there too, and a guy called Brian Fights.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian learned to tattoo under Theo, and actually so did Ross Jones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he apprenticed under Theo too, and they were in the shop when I first went in there. It was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because you've had this. You were in at Sharky's at Byron Bay, and you kind of had like a little bit of a peek behind the curtain of like what it was like, sort of for the tattooing sort of lifestyle. You obviously never really like. Were you making art then and there, or were you kind of just more surfing and laboring and stuff? Like so by the time you were, you know, like
I was doing a little bit of art, man, you know, for fun.
Yeah.
At home and stuff like that. I don't have a lot of art background at all. I didn't, you know, study it in college or art school or anything like that. You know, after high school, I pretty much left, you know, started traveling and stuff. So, like a lot of people in tattooing, I don't actually have a rich art background at all.
Yeah.
a lot of the times though, tattooing brings people to tattooing that
Yeah.
everything is learnt
Yes.
at the end of the day with we were talking to Austin about it, like a 10,000 hour thing. You do 10,000 hours of something and it kind of gets easier from there.
For sure. Yeah. I feel like not having any art like background actually played to my advantage, because you're just learning things for the trade, from the beginning.
Yes.
And you're not having to break any bad habits or trying to figure out how to, stop drawing realism and break it down into a traditional piece.
Yeah.
It's hard, if you have an art like background to wrap your head around traditional tattoos, I think.
100%, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're kind of starting from a fresh slate that way.
Yeah, starting from the fresh slate, man, I think it was really, really good because I got it straight away.
Yeah.
Theo had a really, really amazing way of explaining something. And, I think that, that there is maybe some untapped source there as far as the artwork goes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't always know until you start doing something that you have it there. So maybe, that there was a little something there to begin with. There's no artist there in my family or anything like that. So
Yeah, it's kind of like this invisible force, I guess, inspiration, stuff like that. Some people are more inclined that way than others, I guess.
yeah, it was very natural. It's very natural how it all happened. And as I said, the way that I learned, from Theo, the way that he guides you, it, helped a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard he's a really good teacher. And like just getting to have a conversation with him and like not even pick his brain, but just let him talk. Like it's the way he like views it, you can see it just comes from, I don't know, a different source that a lot of people maybe don't tap into, or I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain. It's just
Yeah,
it's
I know
there.
exactly what you mean. It
Yeah.
is. I don't know what it is either about Theo. He just he has a very like natural, organic, like soulful way of explaining
yeah.
everything, and it isn't like necessarily like showing you technically how to do a clean tattoo. He just like knows how to break down anything into a line drawing really well, and to teach you how to get the feeling across of that like piece,
It's interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting, Stu.
Yeah. This season of Rats Get Fat is proudly sponsored by Good Guy Supply. Hailing from Canada, their team of seasoned tattoo professionals has been dedicated to crafting premium tattoo supplies since 2006. Obsession with one's craft is a hallmark of every great tattoo artist. The team at Good Guy Supply shares this passion, obsessing over every detail, the tools, the artistry, and the exceptional service they provide. Driven by an unwavering commitment to deliver premium supplies at an affordable price, Good Guy Supply's products are designed to meet the highest standards of performance. Whether you're tattooing in the Northern Hemisphere or beyond, you should definitely check them out. You won't be disappointed. A massive thank you to Good Guy Supply for supporting our show. Now back to the episode.
So have you moved to San Rafael with this young lady? Spider Murphy's is just around the corner. You've been in there a couple of times. What was the process of like going about getting a tattoo apprenticeship? Because a lot of people have struggled where they've walked into shops and been told, get the fuck out of here, kid. Or, they've been beaten up or whatever the case may be. But, it's...
I think it's the first mistake that people make, right, is walking in and being like, hey, I want to be an apprentice,
Yeah.
And being over enthusiastic from the get-go. I think it's easy to go in and be humble and get your foot in the door, than to go in and ask for something straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, expectation and intention are like, it's really interesting.
Yeah. And the timing of it all too, it's all like all down to that, man. I feel me introducing myself, to Theo at the time that I did, it was perfect, man.
Yeah.
I feel if I would have been a couple of years later, you know, maybe it wouldn't have happened. You know, I came to the shop when it was still like small. You know, it was only Ross and Brian and Theo and myself. And then, I mean, so many good people passed through shortly after that, man. You know, Heath Preheim came through and worked for a while, and Jeff Rasher came through as well. And prior to opening 222, I got to work with those two guys as well. So, yeah, it was amazing.
It's a very special, I don't know, it's a very special thing that you were able to meet this young lady that was from San Rafael. You were then able to move to San Rafael, and then the perfect amount of timing and how it all worked. It's like, it's a fucking dream, dude.
Yeah, it's a trip how it all worked out. And I've told that story a lot over the years to people, and it like still amazes me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes like life it just works out like that. There's no amount of planning and stuff that can really account for just circumstance
Yeah.
and fate.
Yeah. No, it's true. It was crazy at the time, and now, you know, over 2 decades has passed, and it's just insane. You know,
Yeah.
It's crazy. I've been doing this for so long. I'd never expected it, you know?
Yeah.
You've officially gone into like tat wizardry, like
Yeah.
tier, 20 years on.
Yeah,
dude.
which is strange, you know, because I remember getting into it and looking up to all of these people, you know, who came and who became my friends over the years, you know. So looking back at it all, it's been really good, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, it's incredible. And it seems it's really nice. You're sort of now down in San Diego. You seem to, you know, life's probably a little quieter. It's probably a little bit more peaceful.
It is peaceful down here. I miss tattooing in the Bay Area, though. You know, I really think the Bay Area is a super sacred little area for tattooing, and the history and the shops there. Again, my tattoo family is up there in the Bay Area, I feel, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice up there. I feel like there's like so much history up there too, like surrounding tattooing,
Yeah.
especially in San Fran.
Yeah, you guys, you kind of passed through an interesting time too with Tattoo City closing.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know if you guys like had the chance, you know, to go through Tattoo City.
Yeah, we popped in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was kind of the whole thing that sparked us coming here, really.
for sure.
Because
Yeah.
we missed out on Lyle Tuttle's, like the museum and everything with Lyle Tuttle. Like that's kind of been and gone, and I'm kind of kicking myself to this day that I didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
And as soon as we heard that like Tattoo City was closing, we were like, all right, we've got to go to America before it shuts.
Yeah, you didn't want to let that one slip through the fingers. Either.
No.
Yeah.
It was funny.
So
yeah.
we feel like Ed Hardy had such a, I don't know, he was so important to tattooing, especially for like Australian tattooing. And from him, you know, like the industry kind of totally changed. And if it wasn't for Ed Hardy, a lot of the tattooers today wouldn't be tattooing. And it wouldn't be the same as it is now.
Yeah. No, I mean, his legacy, you know, it's incredible, man. You know, I was lucky to get tattooed from there in the early 2000s from Jeff Whitehead.
Okay.
So, yeah, spent some time in the shop then, and yeah, it's amazing, man.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was funny. Well, I've kind of triggered this whole trip. Jake was on a bus in like New South Wales, and he calls me up. He's like, "Yo, that Tattoo City's closing, man. At the end of the year, we gotta get over there. You in?" It was like such a split decision. I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's go. All right."
Yeah, you got to do that, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes don't overthink it. You just got to like strike it. Man.
Yeah.
Just go on the mission. You know.
100%. Sometimes,
Yeah.
those things come your way. Like with your story, like you've just got to seize those opportunities as they come along and be like, "Oh, I guess I'm not going to have this opportunity come up again."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super split decision. I sort of rang my wife and
This is my wife. This is my other wife. This is my mistress. This is my girlfriend. This is my sister. And this one I have to pay money for. But she worth it. Wow, wow, wee, wow.
I was like, do you mind if I? She's like, nah, go for it. She's like, go for it. And so then I rang my other wife, my best mate. I said, you coming? I said, it's cool if you don't. I said, you can keep the shop open at home, but I'm fucking going. He's like, all right, I'm coming too. I'm like, all right, let's go.
No, I think it's a special place for anyone to visit, you know.
Yeah.
With the history of the tattooing and this area, you know, you have to visit, man. You know.
It's interesting because when this airs, Tattoo City will have closed.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, everyone listening who probably wants to get out there and check it out is not going to be able to because it's gone. Sad but true.
Yeah, sad but true. It's the way of the world, really. You know, all good things must come to an end.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what makes us appreciate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's
Which is why we're trying to come out here and, I don't know, meet everyone and hang out while we can.
Yeah.
You know? It's still early days in our tat careers, but yeah, it's nice to come out here and meet you, dude.
Thanks so much.
yeah, it's been a hoot.
Yeah.
Like doing this American trip, it's fucking super surreal. I was like really surprised that like a lot of people were like open to talking to us. I was like, I'll probably get like a few like, you know, people tell me to fuck off or whatever. Like we were going to come anyway, but I thought while we're out here, we'll do some podcasting. But we were
You
like
guys got some really good people.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks,
to
dude.
do the shows. Yeah.
super surprised, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very, very fortunate and very grateful.
Yeah, man. No, it's cool. I going back to like talking about learning from a pretty much a blank slate, learning traditional stuff. It's kind of cool, like you were saying before, you don't learn any bad habits or anything like that. Because like traditional tattooing, it's so like deceiving to the masses.
Mm-hmm.
Like they take a look at it and are like, oh yeah, it's just cartoon shit. Like anyone can draw that.
Right.
And it's like, it's so easy until you try and draw it and you're like, well, why doesn't the mine look like his? Like, why doesn't it look right? Do you find that like, I know what were like the core elements that you kind of figured out when you know, came at it from a blank slate with Theo? It was just like, was it hard and fast, like rules and set things, or was it just like, I don't know.
I had a very good apprenticeship, man, and I had tasks that I had to complete every week, you know, and every month, and it was all written down, and it was all really, really organized, you know, and the kind of things that I would do would be like combining two images, you know, together, two different tattoos into one, you know, stuff like that, man. But the thing that like turned me on to my style, and I think the fact that it isn't super dummied up, you know, I think, man, a lot of traditional tattooers just make things so dummied up, right? You know, if you're tracing a traditional rose, just you know, find a traditional rose, like a picture of a rose, and break it down into a line drawing, you know? And the way Theo taught me to do that, it was all like more in a painterly style.
Okay.
Like rather than dummying it up and making it all too distinct, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Does that make any sense? Like,
I think so.
yeah.
It does.
Because you look at the Spider Murphy's stuff, and like, I guess a lot of traditional tattooing, like it has those distinct rules of like, you know, skin breaks and stuff like that. It's all like, you know, but you look at
Even
Spider-Man.
shading.
Yeah,
and the perfectly even whip shading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be loose, you know, and uneven and not have a plan.
Yeah.
And to work on the fly and to find those special little things in the moment that, you know, you discover that gives it, you know, the tattoo some feeling and depth, you know, rather than just being super like,
Yeah.
you know, static and
Cut and dry.
over bold and stiff and, you know, even and, you know, sure, you want a clean, technically well done tattoo, but it's just kind of boring at the same time.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
want that, like, you don't want something that's so robotic. You're not getting tattooed by like a robot. You're getting tattooed by a human being.
Yeah, and I really try to bring that aspect of it, you know, through into my tattooing in more of a painterly style. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely stands out on its own. I've been trying to diagnose it. I've been sitting here looking at the paintings. I've been looking at I've been looking at your art for a long time, but I love how much black you put into it. I feel it like provides a lot of contrast as well, and I don't know, that as well goes a long way. Like, I think a lot of people are a bit nervous of black.
For sure. Man, I feel I overuse it a little bit, you know. Sometimes I just can't stop like packing it in and whip shade and stuff. Sometimes it just like looks, you know, strong and how I want it to look, you know.
Yes.
I like to I like to shade black off of a lot of lines and not have a lot of lines in there, you know. Starting off actually tattooing, my line work was really shitty, so I had to, you know,
You have to like compromise.
like shade black up against, you know, the lines and like straighten out the edge a little bit. And just kind of get creative like that. Line in for me at the start, man, it was challenging.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
challenging. Yeah.
Damn.
That's really fascinating, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, it can be like that. You like have to kind of work with your mistakes and stuff and try and like, I don't know, make a cohesive and clean looking tattoo. But sometimes it takes its own direction, really.
Well, yeah, you know, I think you got to be thrown into it at some point, you know, and some people are more technically ready than others. And technically, I just wasn't there at all for probably at least a year or two. Things started to clean up, man, and look nice. But yeah, there's a lot of anxiety and stress at the beginning of it, which, you know, I think helped as well, because when I'm working in that like state of mind, I'm really pushing myself and I'm riding the anxiety and the stress of the moment. And I think that like cool shit happens.
For
You know, and it took me a while to settle into that and not to be anxious.
Yeah.
I think through that whole process, though, of the pressure of being there and the pressure of starting at Spider Murphy's and having Theo, you know, taught me, man, I wanted to perform and I wanted to do cool shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, holy shit. Like, you've got these, like, I don't know, tattoo idols around you.
Yeah.
know? It's a lot to, like, stand up to and, like, try to, I know, make good quality work around that.
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure, man.
Yeah.
I mean, in a positive way, though, you know, working with people who you've idolized for, you know, like a decade prior, it was a big deal for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big deal for me.
But I guess it's important, like, if you're in that situation, the last thing you're going to do is take it for granted, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I stayed at Spider Murphy's for a long time.
Yeah.
I was there for 13 years, I think. And I think that everybody who goes through there spends a good number of years working at that shop.
Yeah.
You know, they really do.
No, for sure. I like, you can't really gain that kind of environment anywhere else. Like, there's loads of shops that aesthetically look like that, like we were talking about before. Like, people go for that old school vibe, but there's very few shops that can, like, capture that atmosphere.
Yeah,
the way that
for
shop
sure.
does.
Yeah. It does capture it, you know. As far as the vibe of the place, you know, when I was working there, it was just a really cool crew of people too.
Yeah.
It was a special like time as far as the people who were there.
Yeah.
As Matt House was there, and me and Heather Bailey, Jeremy Lin, Brian Randolph, Laurent Trelon, like super cool crew of people. You know, we were all really tight, man. It was like a big family. So, yeah, it was a special time. It was good.
Yeah. Because you have seen them all kind of come in one by one, I guess. Were you there before?
Oh, Paul as well.
Yeah,
dude.
Paul
How
as
did
well.
I forget Paul?
No.
Yeah, he was one of the biggest influences there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul.
That's cool. Would you find that you'd be inspired by not just Theo as well, but like each other being in that kind of environment? Or were you all, you think, maybe collectively just drawing more from Theo?
No, I learned, man, a lot from everybody, that came through those doors. Brian Randolph is always a really cool guy to work around. He'd already been tattooing for quite a while
Yeah.
by the time that I started working there, he was always inspiring to work around. He's always super good with customers, an amazing tattooer too. So it was, I learned, man, a lot from Brian. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a sweet dude, eh?
He's just calm in any situation, And he was, I learned how to communicate and to be around customers, from being with Brian.
Yeah, he's like a real charismatic and chill dude.
He's good communicating, yeah.
Yeah, he's just like
He's a good, charismatic and just like smooth and easy. to
Yeah.
talk to. Yeah.
super smooth. I can understand that would be a really, really good person to hang around with because, that side of things can be fucking tricky, especially for us artists. We're like,
Yeah, you can work with some people who you do not, gel with at all, and it can, throw a wrench into the whole atmosphere of the shop. And we've all been through that too,
Yep.
But I think that we remember those times that we're working, around like, the people we love too.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be like the most important thing.
Yeah.
100%.
It's
Yeah.
interesting to like learn from these people as well. Like, working with someone who is really good at communicating with customers and stuff and being able to sort of learn that. I know it's really important because it's like half the job without the
Yeah,
customer.
it is part of the job.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of us like struggle with that, I definitely did at the beginning. And then, as I said, having been around people like Brian, it's like, okay, I get it now, Yeah.
Yeah, he's a sweet dude and he's really good at what he does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah. Do you still paint a lot?
I just started to paint, man, a lot more. Now I'm doing a ton of commissions for people.
Yeah.
And, there was a couple of years there that I, didn't really paint that much. And I'm just starting to get, back into it now. It's been really fun. And now I'm in a rhythm. It's just easy to keep on going,
Yeah. It's super fun. We talk about it a lot. It's like almost my favorite part about tattooing is like sitting at the back and like painting something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm definitely back to that stage now as well. I think that we fall out of rhythm of doing that, but it really helps us to keep on painting and doing things for ourselves and painting for other people and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you still seem real fresh and real good and solid with it. That cowgirl you did the other week.
Thanks, man.
Which is
so sick. Yeah.
just up there.
Oh yeah, the
there.
outline of it's up there. Yeah, that was for commission for your guy in LA. I think I remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
We both saw that and we were like, so sick.
For the video, I'll include a little shot of the tattoo and the commission painting that
Yeah.
Stu has done from his Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I actually probably, I don't even know how long ago
It's
it
been a
was.
while, and you've been extremely patient, Matt, in waiting for me to do it. Sometimes I'll paint a commission for people twice or three times. I have I just have a look, of the sheets that I want to achieve, and if it doesn't have that look, I just can't send it out. So actually, yours I've done twice.
Okay.
So for the second one, I'm pretty happy with it,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really sort of stoked. I commissioned Stu many moons ago to commission me a painting to hang up in the walls of our tattoo shop, Royal Blue Tattoo in Cairns, and it's exciting. I'll be taking it home with me this trip after getting a tattoo as well, which is sick, man. It's cool. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're going to be taking it off my hands, man. It's been stressing me out. I'm like, I got to get this thing in the mail, but I'm like, man, he's coming over next month, so I'm just going to keep a hold of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'm glad it worked out.
Isn't that funny though? Because it's like, I've commissioned you to do a painting, but I'm like, I'll collect it in person. That's way more meaningful, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the time, I bet you had no idea you were even going to end up over it because it was 6 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't know we were coming over.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
no.
But man, we're having such a hoot. Like, it's crazy out here, bro. All the food and stuff, all the tacos. Zuzz was giving me shit last night. He said that I'm probably going to get like something, I'm probably going to get like kidney stones and shit because like I'm just fucking eating tacos.
Dude,
I mean,
you can't not down here, though. There's like super good Mexican food. It's amazing.
yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
And like,
You guys don't have that over with you either.
no.
No, we got good Southeast Asian cuisine.
For sure.
But we haven't really got much good Mexican food.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, tacos. I've been eating heaps of Slim Jims and fucking Dr. Pepper.
It's not so much the
Yeah.
tacos, but it's the Slim Jims and Dr. Pepper. I'm like, dude,
I'm gonna get sick because I've just been fucking like living it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
you
in
gotta
America.
indulge in these American things, you know. I feel like the candy and the food and everything over here is like pretty unique compared to everywhere
yeah.
else in the world. There's a lot of shit here, you know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of amazing, you know, like food as well.
Yeah. It's a wild place out here. We've really been enjoying it. It's like, yeah, it's similar but different. The pace, like you were talking about earlier, is definitely faster out here.
Yeah.
No, slower down here.
I mean, like in America in general.
Ah,
Yeah.
sorry.
But San Diego is definitely slower,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like I vibe with more as an Australian, especially coming from Cairns.
Yeah, it's more mellow up in Cairns your way, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah, I haven't been there. Yeah, but I've always wanted to visit your guys' area.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should, man.
we got the Great Barrier Reef and the
Yeah.
Daintree Rainforest and like big saltwater crocodiles and cassowaries, if you know what
Yeah.
they are.
No.
Yeah. They're like these like big, like gigantic prehistoric birds
Yeah.
with like blue, like, and they
look
got like a big bone on their head.
They look like dinosaurs, man.
Yeah, you guys have got the best wildlife out there.
It's
Yeah.
fucking psycho,
It's
eh?
pretty unique.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, if you ever come out, man, come check it out the shop and hang out.
Yeah.
I'd love to, man. I'd love to make it over there sometime.
yeah.
Yeah.
A holiday.
We'll show you some cool shit.
Yeah, it'd be amazing, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's it's really interesting. Like, what made you move from? So you're working at Spider Murphy's for 13 years.
I think it was about that. Yeah, and it was amazing, but it just kind of ran its course, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
What made you leave, or like not specifically what made you leave, but like you're now down here in San Diego.
Yeah.
Like it's a long way to come, you know, down here.
Yeah, you know, actually, my family left the Bay Area shortly after me leaving Spider Murphy's, man, and we moved up to Bend, Oregon, in the mountains, and we
wow.
did like a couple of years up there, and that was a little like transitional period. And actually, I didn't even work that much in Oregon. I lived in this little place, man, in Bend, and I'd work a month on, a month off, so I'd hit the road and I'd do like 4 guest spots in a row, and then I'd head back up there and chill for a month, you know, with the family, and then I kept on doing that for like about 2 years. And down here, it was an area that I would come on my guest spots, you know,
Okay.
and I'd always loved coming down here surfing anyway over the years, and the more I came down here and started working out of this shop, the more I could see myself, you know, relocating to California, because I always wanted to come back to California. Super different up in Oregon, really, really cool, but I kind of need to be on the coast.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it was a natural progression, you know, here to San Diego. Yeah.
Because how long have you been at Flying Panther?
Since 2018.
Okay.
No, 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, I came down April 2019, and started working here straight away. And coincidentally, Matt House, man, he moved down here at the same time as well, and we started working here together.
Yeah.
Matt House worked here.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. All
yeah.
right.
Matt was here for like a year or two, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Rad.
Oh, that's sick.
yeah. Me and Matt have worked together a bunch. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
He
we're
is
looking
As
cool,
you
isn't he?
guys are gonna find out, man,
Yeah.
when you guys head north and see him here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
no.
cool.
Yeah, he's awesome. We're gonna hire a car and get out to Joshua Tree and talk to him and hear his story. I think it's gonna be rad.
Yeah.
He has a cool story too. Yeah, he has a cool background, and he'll be really good to interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm keen to see the night sky out there in the desert. I reckon it'll be really nice.
I'm keen to go out there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's invited me out there, and I could do with a little break and super peaceful out there. I saw like an aerial view photo of the house, and it's just a house, and then just like desert, like nothing.
That's what's up.
That sounds so nice.
So, yeah,
Yeah, freedom, hey?
yeah, freedom.
Yeah.
Man can breathe out there.
Yeah, it gets a little stacked up, man, in California, you know.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you've noticed that. It's super busy everywhere, and things are pretty stacked up on top of each other.
Yeah.
So it's good to get out there, find some space.
California, yeah, it's such a crazy place. But I think
Yeah,
like-
especially on the coast, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's just super built up on top of each other.
For sure.
Yeah.
Apparently there's the same amount of people in California than in the whole of Australia.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it, man.
It's fucking unreal, hey?
I mean, half of the middle of Australia is just all desert itself, though,
Pretty
innit? So
much.
everybody's like all coastal there anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty uninhabitable, most of the
Yeah.
continent.
Yeah, there's a lot of people living in California, that's for sure.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems to be. There is a lot of people out here. Can't wait to get out to the Yucca Valley and the Yucca, like go out to the desert to see Matt Howes. Anyway.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be weird seeing like different stars in the sky too. Because we have a whole different like night sky down south.
Yeah, it's gonna be dark, and it's gonna be good. You guys are gonna be able to see everything.
Yeah.
out there, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to
Yeah.
be cool. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah, so are there any like big plans in the future for you? Are you going to stick around here for a while, or
I'm gonna stick around here in San Diego probably. Yeah, and
Yeah.
just do my guest spotting, you know, my commissions, and just
chill out?
chill out. You know, down here. I can't see myself really doing too much. You know, international travel next year or the year after. I have my 4-year-old little boy, so
Yeah,
he's kind of my main focus, you know, at the moment. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good focus to have.
Yeah.
It's kind of good. You've done those years kind of like cutting your teeth and grinding, and like now you can kind of like cruise and chill out a bit. you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's still a lot of grinding involved in it though now. You know, I feel like tattooing's gotten a lot quieter.
Mm.
You know, it's slowed down over the last couple of years, and
Yeah.
so I feel trying to find, you know, kind of ways to make money in other ways, you know, with art.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it has slowed down like the whole world over.
Yeah, your whole worldwide.
What's your take on like the current tattooing climate?
I think it's hard to put your finger on it exactly. I have this, you know, conversation a lot, and it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Like
It
you
is
boys
hard.
are probably the same. It's probably like I'm not quite sure. Is it the social media thing? Is it the, you know, economy worldwide? You know, a lot of shit's happened, isn't it, man? You know, the COVID, and in the UK they had Brexit, and I know that affected that area big time, especially London area, and you know, things like that. Yeah, COVID, man. I think it all spurred from that.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, it slowed down a lot, and a lot of people started tattooing, you know, in that time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like when COVID finalized, let's say finalized, obviously it's still around, but when everything kind of went back to normal, every shop was open, you know, everything was happening again, everything was moving, planes were in the sky. There was a big surge of people wanting to get tattooed, right? So then there was so much work for people that shops were hiring a lot of people to start tattooing to like
Right.
attempt to like fill the amount of everyone wanted a tattoo. So they're like, quick, we need to hire 10 people quickly. And they'd hire 10 people, and all 10 people would be tattooing and this and that. And now it seems to have slowed down to kind of what it used to be like when I first started tattooing about 10 years ago. It kind of feels the same to me.
Okay.
But a lot of these younger tattooers and people, like including myself, we've been consistently busy for so long after COVID from this like COVID wave of like people wanting to get tattooed, that now that it's kind of stepped back a little bit and gone into this how it used to be somewhat, people are losing their minds. They don't understand why, and it's changed. And a lot of these younger people, I feel sorry for these younger people that were like hired to be, and they were busy, and they thought, well, this is what tattooing's like. I'm tattooing every day. I'm tattooing 10 or 12 little tattoos every day, or whatever the fuck they're doing. You know, they're no longer getting appointments.
Yeah.
So they're dropping off. They're all leaving, you know, because they can't make an income from it.
I've heard that. Yeah, you know, it's been happening too. Yeah, that people are just like stopping. You know, I don't think that they're invested in the beginning, right? So it's like pretty easy to step outside of something you're not invested in if you're not like making money, right?
Yeah.
If that's the only reason why you're in it. Yeah.
Sort of easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
Sort of
It's not cool for me at all. I don't like it, man. Yeah, I don't
No.
like that.
It's interesting because like you came from a time where magazines were everything. You know, MySpace probably wasn't even a thing or whatever.
Yeah, it just started. I was on the first like wave of that, actually. That's like pretty funny you mentioned that, because it was in MySpace and I think like Facebook as well. It was mainly MySpace though.
Yeah.
Like that really helped me a lot, man, because I just started. It was around like 2003 or something. And if you were relevant on social media at the time, you were kind of doing something cool, you know, and it was a good start, you know, it was good exposure to begin with. And that was like 2003, man, first like social media stuff.
Yeah.
So I was really lucky that the thing started out at that time for me. I think it helped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't have to rely on magazines, you know. I'd still like send things into magazines, but the mags were tapering off.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it was easy to hit a button, you know, and to load your picture up online. And yeah, it helped me a lot, man. That and the magazines combined. But yeah, the magazine thing, you know, super fizzled out fast.
Yeah.
It's kind of gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it did fast. And this was, you know, 20 years ago I'm talking about it, like starting to lose its appeal for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like everything comes and goes and ebbs and flows, and what goes around always comes around. I'd actually love to bring magazines back.
Yeah.
I would bring back mags and like shut down like the net, man, and just have things more sacred and unaccessible, and
Yeah, lock it down.
that
Dude.
stuff like takes the soul out of everything, right?
Yeah,
if like,
man.
anything's overexposed and there's too many people, you know, involved in it, then it just kind of gets like run of the mill. And I feel like that's kind of how it's gone for me. It doesn't, you know, tattooing doesn't feel quite as, you know, like sacred and unknown anymore. It's just all out there, you know, for everybody to access, right? And it's been like that for a long time.
Yeah.
Through the shows and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the TV shows definitely had like a big part to play. Like it started, you know, the Ink, like Miami Ink, LA Ink, all that shit.
Yeah.
And then it went into Ink Master and stuff. It kind of gave the normal public a sort of a look kind of at what tattooing was. It wasn't actually anything like real tattooing, but it was very entertaining, right? It was like an entertaining side of tattooing, but it kind of like, it totally changed. Like over in America anyway, you would have seen it go through and it would have totally changed the game. And you were here through that entire period from, those early days to what it's like now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of commercializes it in a lot of ways. But it would be nice to have something that's a bit more tangible again. We've talked about it a bit. Like, I feel like with social media and everything these days, like, it's so hard to stand out, mostly just because of the sheer volume of people there. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like TV static. You know, you're staring at all these fucking people. It would be nice to have something that's a bit more filtered and manicured. That's like, you know, a select few people that you can like page through and like have in your possession again.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be interesting. I think maybe we will see something like that again in the future. It's like with Spotify and everything, like records and CDs, like
Right.
they're still like kind of a thing. You know, they're coming back into fashion. People collecting those.
Yeah, and the relevant like stuff is still relevant, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like like people in tattooing who have always been relevant, man, are still relevant, and
Yeah.
they're always going to be that way too. Yeah.
No, it's cool, dude.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah, relevance is really important, I feel. And yeah, I think the people that do belong are going to stay no matter what.
Yeah, they're always going to be a solid influence, man, on people, you know, no matter how old they get or, you know, if they stop tattooing or whatever. Yeah, like Higgs, for example, you know, always going to be there for people. you know?
100%.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Yeah, I've got a Higgs mummy on my face.
Yeah, you do.
And he's got a Higgs mummy on his leg.
Yeah, I think we've all got the mummy. We've done it
Yeah.
so many times, right?
It's like
It's always good when like someone asks for, you know, for some Higgs flash.
it's interesting because like so back when Higgs was doing what he did and putting Flash out, I think he was so ahead of his time with the artistry of it. I don't think a lot of people got it back then.
I don't think you even know. I mean, I didn't know. You know, people come to me and say, "Hey, you're doing this and that. I've never seen this stuff before. And where did it, you know, come from and originate from?" And I think for Higgs, it was just kind of like, I don't know. I'm just like, just natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I feel like that for me as well. It was just like a thing that kind of happened and not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard to explain to people. Like, I feel like when people ask me about my past and stuff, that they expect this, you know, long answer of my art background and this and that and the other, and it's just not the case, you know.
Yeah. No, exactly.
It's just something I loved, you know, like so much that I feel it just came. That comes across
Yeah.
in my work.
It's cool.
It's incredible. You know, it's super inspirational.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love it. I love what you do, man. It's sick.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, it's so fucking sick. And I like the fact that it's not a long-winded or fucking twisted fucking artistic story. It's like dulled down, simple, clean cut, well read.
Right.
Just like the art, right?
Yeah, it is really, really clean cut, man. I feel like, I don't know, it's cool to hear the other side from people as well. You know, there's people who have such deep roots and are so knowledgeable and friends with everyone in the community, and they maybe have more of an in-depth, you know, view into things, you know. But for me, it's quite straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And I often feel like it's a inadequate story for what has happened in my career. Right?
I don't think it's inadequate at all, Stu.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's fitting.
Yeah, totally fitting.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. It's no nonsense, but it's cool. It's yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting that sometimes, life just happens. And you gotta kind of appreciate it and take those chances when you can.
Yeah.
It's also important to work hard and like try and like strive for things as well. But like, I don't know, I guess it's a lesson for everyone to like take opportunities when they come and just like, I don't know, ride the wave, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's been really good to, you know, to take advantage, man, of the opportunities over the years, you know, of doing the books and the travels and all these little perks. That's been really good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's sick, man. It's sick to meet you. It's sick to be out here. You know, we're kind of trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's absolutely
This
awesome.
is a super inspiring trip for you guys, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, we always love having the Aussies visit us over here.
Yeah.
You know, we do.
Yeah, we've both been talking about, we both feel like already, like we're only at really the halfway point already with like, I don't know, we're going to go home with a whole new level of kind of appreciation and inspiration
Yeah.
to bring back into our works and our careers.
Yeah.
And it's not really even the main reason we came over here. It was just just to be here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something that you can't really get from sitting at home in a shop, I guess. You know, it's so easy for people to be like, oh yeah, they look at everything through a lens through their phone. You know,
Right.
like they feel like they're over there already, but like,
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Getting back to the magazines, I was like, all my reference, like you guys, you know, had that, you know, reference that brought you over here, and I had that reference, but it all leads us to California, you know, to the tattoo mecca, you know.
yeah,
It is the tattoo mecca.
we've
of
heard
the
that
world.
word so much over
Yeah.
here. It is.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. I didn't in any way, shape, or form plan to feel as inspired as I am after like talking to all these people. But like I'm fucking kicking myself that I didn't bring like my art supplies so I could like make some art while I'm here, because I'm feeling so like incredibly I'm like burning from the inside out with inspiration.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get home and like it's
We'll
gonna
be
be
itching.
good for you. Yeah, it's gonna be super inspiring for the shop and everything, man. Especially if you guys have only opened it like a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to celebrate our 4th birthday
Yeah.
on January the 7th next
That's
year.
rad.
Yeah, man, 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Zuzz apprenticed under me many years ago.
Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier on.
Yeah.
And and it's just been me and him for a long time, but we've now got this a young lady, Zara Ryan, about to start with us, and from Bob's shop, Bob Tate's shop.
Oh yeah, right on.
So, and we just got the 3 of us, but little powerhouse tattoo shop up in Cairns, and
yeah.
I don't know, it's cool, man. But yeah, I feel like because Zara just did the US as well, but she came out and did. Her best friend Lily is like, they went around to all like the rad like Chicano shops.
Yeah, I
And,
mean
like-
you can go all over the state and you're gonna find rad shops and rad people everywhere, right, man? I mean, I'm sure if you guys came back over here again and did more podcasts like East Coast tour, I mean, it's endless again, man. And then you go to Texas, it's just endless people everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really spread out here though too, so you guys would need a lot of time to do that kind of trip, you
Oh,
know?
man. Yeah.
We'll have to take a year off.
Yeah, you just have to do it in little, you know, sections, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We'll get around to it.
Well, because Zara came back from the States feeling very inspired, and she's now like her like traditional avenues kind of pushing a weird like Chicano like influence. So I'm really excited to kind of like get back from the States and like use the inspiration and use this fire inside us to like go about rethinking how we do things and go about creating some really incredible art based from our trip and
Yeah.
everything, man. It's fucking sick.
Yeah. And now I'm sure you guys will go back and do some cool stuff, you know?
Yeah. It's going to
Yeah.
be fun, man.
Yeah. It's good to find, you know, some like fresh influence after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I can't wait to start painting again. It's gonna
Totally.
it's gonna be nice, man. It's I feel like it's really cool to be able to create things outside of tattooing as well, like to branch out. Even like with this podcast is one of those things too. Stuff that like we were talking about before is related to tattooing, but not so integrated into it completely.
Yeah.
Like painting is a good avenue for that. This podcast, whether it's like, I don't know, making anything really. Do you find yourself like wanting to like stretch your creative muscles outside of tattooing often? Or do you find it fills your cup enough a lot of the time?
No, I've thought about it, you know, a lot over the years. I mean, I've done the prints, you know, and the commissions, man, and stuff like that. It's been years since I've done a lot of merch.
Yeah.
I think having a good website, man, nowadays, and having a good merch store, you know, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
But as far as that, I haven't thought about, branching out like too far.
Yeah.
I do admire people like Adam Shrewsbury though, and who's kind of branched out and is doing that pottery stuff.
Okay.
It's like super cool. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Adam Shrewsbury does this, pottery, like skulls, and he's a big influence for me.
Yeah.
His work is incredible, man. Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah.
Because these traditional motifs, they can be translated into so many different avenues as
All
well.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so appealing, like looking at those like old school images, like lady heads, skulls,
Yeah.
ships, roses. They're so applicable,
Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I feel
For sure, yeah.
It's super. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people can grasp it quite easily and be like, "Oh yeah, I can have that. That's nice."
Yeah.
So it does translate over quite well, I've found, to like different mediums as well.
Yeah.
It's sick. I'm keen to try that. And I've noticed like a lot of people doing that these days. I guess with tattooing being so slow, people are looking for other opportunities to try and
Yeah.
pay the
I
bills.
feel if you have another opportunity just to have a little bit of money coming in, then that's, helpful,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because tattooing at the end of the day, like a lot of the time, it's more of a trade than anything. Like it's not super artsy like the fine art world is. Like we're kind of more blue collar workers.
For sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know, and you've gotta kind of get on your feet and like hit the pavement and like I don't know, try and make things.
Yeah, you
guess.
gotta make it happen for yourself.
Yeah.
It's so easy to be complacent. Nowadays, I've been guilty about that. I think we all are, right? We get
Oh,
too
for sure.
complacent. We don't do stuff for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good though. It is also nice to like try and chill out and fucking go surfing once in a while and like, appreciate life.
Yeah, it's a daily thing. It's nice, to be able to combine them both on a daily basis.
Oh man, yeah.
It's not even a chore here,
Yeah. It's all about balance, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah,
No, it's good, man.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like hanging out in here would be a really inspiring space as well. Like
It's a really cool place, to come and work at.
Yeah.
Here, I really like this shop. It's nice and open, and everyone who's here is great,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a pretty young crew here, There's me, Frank, and Mark, who are in our 40s, and apart from that, every bunch of younger girls, and in their mid-20s, who are just kind of starting out, and yeah, it's a good little crew.
Yeah. Does it get quite like loud and rambunctious in here when everyone's tatting?
It can get pretty crazy in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a lot of specials too. We do like a few specials a year, and we'll have like a mini convention going on in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah,
I
it gets
imagine.
crazy. Super draining days, when those days
yeah.
happen, like 12 hours tattooing, and yeah.
You have to recover from it for like a month.
Yeah, totally, man. It's cool.
It's pretty much it, gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's our time.
Oh, we're time
Okay.
up.
Yeah. Stu, is there any last words or anything you want to sort of put out or plug or?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. On that, Stu, thank you so much for
Welcome,
having
man.
us in the studio talking to you this morning in San Diego.
San Diego.
I don't know, it's such a wonderful sort of thing to get to talk to you and hear about your experiences and like your past in tattooing.
Yeah.
It genuinely means a lot to us, and super stoked to be out here talking to you, man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
No, thank
I
you,
hope,
man.
I hope the interview came across okay.
No, it was good. I feel like people can really draw from this. It's important to like really take opportunities when they come and be kind of open-minded
Thank
to
you.
that.
Yeah.
Not be so hardwired and like I have to do this by this and have like a set kind of schedule. I guess it's nice.
It's very
refreshing.
It is refreshing.
yeah.
Like a tall glass of lemonade.
Yeah.
On that, see you guys later. Rats get fat. We're out.
Goodbye.
San Diego.